I still remember the dry crackle of the Geiger counter that nearly shattered the silence of that abandoned quarry 30 kilometers from the city. Amidst the melted sand and broken glass, I found it, an emerald sphere the size of a fist, pulsating with a dim, almost organic light. My portable oscilloscope went haywire, tracing impossible zigzags, while the air around the sphere smelled of ozone and pre-storm skies. I brought this artifact home, hiding it in a lead container, but within 3 hours, the walls of the container began to heat up. There was a sound like crystal breaking, and I saw him. Small, wet, with one massive, piercingly green eye that seemed to reflect the entire universe. It looked at me not with fear, but with a kind of ancient curiosity. It had tiny horns, delicate sticky skin, and legs resembling a frog's, but with human-like joints. That night, I realized my life no longer belonged to me. The first weeks were a time of strange, almost cozy madness. I named him Mike. Despite his anomalous origin, the little guy turned out to be an incredibly charismatic glutton. My diet became his menu. He devoured chicken nuggets with a purr, smacking his lips from the spicy sauce, and would literally fall into an ecstasy at the smell of hot ramen. When he ate his fill, his eye would grow sleepy, and his skin would begin to glow with a soft lemon light. We played hide and seek. Mike could become translucent, blending into the wallpaper, and I'd only find him by his quiet giggling, like the sound of popping bubbles. But the idol began to crack when Mike started to grow. First, he outgrew his box, then the bathroom. His metabolism was terrifying. He could gain 3 kilograms overnight. His soft skin toughened, becoming scale-like, and he could shatter ordinary glass with one careless flick of a paw. I began building an enclosure. First, it was a reinforced plexiglass aquarium, but within 3 days, Mike simply melted through it with his breath. I moved to steel, then to obsidian slabs ordered from private collectors, trying to contain his mounting energy. A literal bunker grew in my basement, reinforced with tungsten sheets. I convinced myself it was for his own safety, that the world outside wasn't ready for him. Looking into his eye through the observation window, I saw the same affection, but deep within the pupil, something powerful and uncontrollable was stirring. I believed in a false illusion of control, thinking lead and concrete could hold what was born among the stars. It all collapsed in an instant due to a ridiculous accident. My neighbor, a grumpy old man, decided I was hiding an underground lab in the basement and called the police. When the officer knocked on the door and then tried to force his way into the basement, Mike sensed my anxiety. His reaction was instantaneous and horrifying. The external trigger, the sound of sirens and shouting, acted like a detonator. In a heartbeat, my sweet Froggy began to deform. His bones cracked and rearranged, his back sprouted sharp spikes, and his single eye flared with a blinding crimson flame. The tungsten walls I thought were indestructible crumpled like foil under the pressure of his evolving flesh. This wasn't Mike anymore. This was an ancient titan whose presence distorted space itself, with a deafening roar that blew out windows for blocks. The creature smashed through the house's foundation and broke free, leaving a trail of molten stone behind. I stood amidst the ruins of my home, watching a massive shadow vanish into the pre-dawn mist toward the forest. The city filled with the sounds of helicopters and SWAT teams.
Covering fire! Advance to the next building!
But I knew they wouldn't catch him. In that final second, before disappearing behind the trees, he turned around. In his massive eye, for just a moment, a spark of that same little baby who once ate nuggets from my hands flickered. It was a goodbye look. Now, sitting on the debris of my past life, I realized one bitter truth. We can feed nature with treats, we can build cages out of the strongest metal, and we can give it cute names. But the wild will always remain wild. Love can warm and nurture, but it can never tame what is meant for chaos and greatness. We are merely temporary guardians for forces much larger than ourselves, and our only task is to let them go in time before they destroy us.